Hello, welcome to today's lecture. We're going to review a message from Lantos from 2014 in which he spoke about the nature of residues that are deposited in the lands, in the earth. This is something that we've spoken about repeatedly this year because coronavirus came from one of those deposits, those residue deposits of negativity from times long past. So this message talks more about that, and I thought it'd be interesting for us to revisit what Lantos had said 6 years ago about those residues, those deposits of negativity in the earth. Before we get started, once again, remember the virtual chair program, the photograph, the picture chair program that we are going to be holding at the Western Gate of Knowledge on October 10th and 11th. The spaces are filling up, so if you are interested, let us know soon, because once the spaces are full, we can't add more spaces. We're limited by the amount of sunlight, by the amount of time of daylight each day that we have for that weekend. It's $300. $200 of that goes as a credit for a future in-person chair program, whether at the Eastern Gate in Taiwan, whether at the Western Gate in Los Angeles. Either one is fine. Okay, everyone. Now let's go ahead and listen to this message from Lantos. He said, "Greetings, dear ones. It is a great accomplishment, enlivening the sublime central space for the continent of the East, illumining the central space within the heart for these ancient lands. These lands hold many memories, impressions of past action. Land supports action. Lands of different nature support activities which will vary from location to location. The lands bring out certain tendencies, specific tendencies for action. This is the quality of the blessing of the land. The land supports action, action as it comes forward in aspects of expression. Support of the land continues as long as the action is balanced. Excessive action, violent action, creates imbalance in the structures of the land, disabling the land's ability to generate support. A scar is laid down in the structure of the land. An impression is left. It is the imprint of the memory of the excess. It is this element which we refer to as the residue. The residue. Now, dear ambassadors, the lands of every continent must be purified of these impressions, the residues lifted. In this way, balanced action, illumined action, may again be supported. This is our task at hand. We are establishing this great global webwork of the light of Genesis. Where there are these pockets of residue, in those locations of deepest residue, the beams of great light, the radiant beams of starlight, experience a quality of interference, experience a quality of disruption of the pure beam of the radiant starlight. In our blessed tour of the Pearl of Starlight, we are beginning a great wave of purity to sweep across the lands of every continent. This great pearl of knowledge prepares the structure of the lands for the release of the deep pockets of residue. In this ancient land of the East, there are many such pockets of disruption, many pockets of residue. This blessed tour of the Pearl of Starlight brings to the lands the quality of radiant purity. This offers a great step towards the achievement of the removal of the residues. But for the achievement of the complete removal, the requirement is clear. The area of the land which carries the mark of the scars of action must receive the blessings of the presence of a mighty chamber of starlight. In this way, balance is restored. The scar of action is lifted. The weight of the burden of excess is lifted. It is replaced by the radiance of the pure reflection of starlight. With this, the land supports the structuring of the great global network of the light of Genesis. These are the steps required for the platform to support the new form for the era of eternal light. Yes, these are the steps. Many blessings. So we see in that message, Lantos talks more about the nature of these residues, these deposits of memory, of past excess, violence, excess action. Those imprints, those residues, they do two things. They impede the Earth's ability, the land's ability to provide support for life in that location. And they also offer interference to the webwork of light of the great star of Genesis. So the necessity to remove those pockets of residue, those remains of negativity, that necessity is essential. We must have that accomplished in order for the golden form to come forth. Now, that pocket, you can only imagine how great that pocket of residue must have been that became the coronavirus. And remember, all the way back in January, Lantos mentioned that there was a deep pocket of residue in China that felt it shaking. He said that with many people spinning the Song of the Spheres, it started to shake that pocket of residue. And that shaking signaled to that pocket of residue that its existence was being threatened. Now, that particular pocket of residue found a way to turn itself into a toxin and prolong its lifespan. More songs would have prevented that, but we didn't have more songs out, so we were able to do just what we did. That pocket of residue left that impression on the Earth, and it made its way out. That negativity is going to leave. All of this negativity will actually leave because the golden form is going to form. The great star of Genesis is going to form, and the negativity will leave as this happens. When Lantos gives us instructions, such as the chambers of eternal light or having 1,000,000 songs, those instructions are for the best possible outcome, and we do our best to follow those instructions. And when we fall short of that, they always provide, the Ascended Masters always provide a follow-up plan. So the adequate number of chambers of eternal light was not reached, and so they brought forth the Song of the Spheres. The prescription was for 1,000,000 songs of the spheres out, which we did not get to that point. That number would have quickly rid the world of all of the pockets of negativity before they were able to do any harm, before they were able to do anything like create the coronavirus. Well, that was not accomplished, but the removal of the negativity is going to happen. That is going to happen one way or the other as the great star of Genesis forms. And this is what we focus on. We continue to do everything we can. Every task that Lantos gives us, we do to the best of our ability, but we always focus on the end goal, the formation of the great star of Genesis. And for this, we have turned to you time and again for your support and your assistance, and we thank you for that, because everyone on the earth benefits from your actions. So thank you. Everyone, have a great rest of your week. I'll speak with you again on Sunday.